Polo. Gianni.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, dear water polo friends, it is a great pleasure for me to be here today with you to speak in this second World Aquatic Convention, to speak for the sport that I represent. It's a pleasure because we have the opportunity to speak with everybody on what we are doing to develop our sport. As you see, I divide my speech in three parts: history, statistic, and proposal. Okay? Since we were changing the actual rules in Montreal 2005, all the water polo world was stating that we have a great level of play and a great excitement in almost every game. Today, after Olympic Games in London, these changes, along with additional changes made in Rome 2009, has brought the highest level of competition. This now is the most important moment to understand that with the actual rules we are going the right way, and we want to achieve the goals we set ourselves. And then we still wanted to correct all those situations that we have been unable to complete because we had some problems. For all the world of water polo family, to discuss it has always been the most effort we made in our life, and in particular a priority of myself. Frequently, we changed many things and many rules in which those persons who had the proposal believed blindly. Today, we are going to find new things and a new correction in an attempt to further improve. But I ask you, what is necessary to improve? What is it necessary to improve? Because we must be very clear to prevent errors that we had in the past, such as the deletion of the rule wasting time. First of all, before speaking of the rules, I would like here to repeat the problem that we had always on our table: women water polo. The very positive answer received from the China Swimming Federation and the Swimming Federation of Kazakhstan with respect to the conduct of the super final of the FINA Women's World League held in Jiangsu 2012 and the super final of the FINA Men's World League held in Almaty 2012 helps FINA TWPC to increase the number of teams in women's water polo on the Olympic program for many reasons, namely: A, firstly, the current inequality of a men's team vis-à-vis women's teams in water polo is not reflected in any other team sport of the Olympic Games program, which from a position of equality is not correct. B, secondly, the quality of the teams across most of the continent provide an equivocal argument to support the increase in the number of teams. 4 continents were represented in the first 5 teams at the Olympic Games London 2012. C, thirdly, neither the previous gold medalist Netherlands nor the world champion Greece qualified for the Olympics, which seems incongruous, and with an increase in the number of teams, this will allow the FINA bylaws relating to the qualification for the Olympic Games to be the same as for men, where both FINA World Championship and the FINA World League qualify teams. In London, every day the matches were attended by a larger number of spectators, and all the places in the stands were packed to the last seat available. An unexpected success was that we wanted to conduct the medal games in the main swimming pool to be able to accommodate the many fans that remain outside. But unfortunately, these would not come to enjoy this fantastic event. Immediately, the FINA TWPC on the wings of this success was seriously active in considering the review and the revision of certain material changes in the application of the water polo rules for the better administration of the game, with the idea of giving more opportunity to the water polo of the future. Other Olympic sports, such as basketball, volleyball, handball, etc., have taken bold steps to update their rules of the game, and generally resulting in greater spectator attraction and interest. We are doing these things just some years ago, and I would like to repeat our contention that after the Congress of 2005 in Montreal and 2009 in Rome, where all participating nation federations unanimously gave the approval to our proposal, we want to persist in the idea, or should we say, the philosophy, to present our sport to play faster, more intelligent, and less violence is correct. While the rules cover this issue, we haven't actually achieved all we aimed for, and this is the motive to persist in this manner, which gave much satisfaction over these years. Second step is now to speak on the statistic. Okay, thank you. Here we have a comparison of scoring instruction based on omega data. If you see, we start with Atlanta in 1996, Sydney 2000, Athens 2004, Beijing 2008, and London 2012. As you can see, the data for the best 8 teams for the last 16 years, from Atlanta to London, as you can notice, the importance of scoring men up has diminished by 10%. What is important for our speech is also to see which is the procedure, because we are arrived with these new rules that we approved in Montreal 2005 and Rome in 2009. We diminished this situation man up, and we were increasing the number of the goal scored in movement. The same is here, where we have a comparison from London, Beijing, and Athens, Beijing, and London, and more or less the same, but I must remember that in 2004, in Athens, we were without the rules of 5 meters, because we arrived to use this immediately after. The next. Thank you. And now we have a new proposal. In this moment, we are waiting the answer of many countries for the new proposal, but we were just working with many persons to understand what we want for the future. The FINA Technical Water Polo Committee members have been actively conducting discussion with the coaches, players, referees, and the media personnel to understand what our intentions were and are, in order to obtain our best answer to motivate correction for the future of our game. We are working on 3 arguments: the difficulty of scoring in action. More than 20% of each match is dedicated to extra situations with very low efficiency of scoring. The punishment does not prevent the commitment of the same offenses, or in other words, the punishment does not fight the crime. Objective 1, we want to maintain the concept that our sport, water polo, is the football in the water. We are all tied to the sport we love and don't want it to be changed into a new sport. We want to enhance, to help, to promote individual and collective ability of scoring in action, to double the number of goals scored in equality, to to promote the individual capacity to protect better the attack action and to increase the opportunity to score goal in movement. We are working towards the organization of Water Polo Symposium with all these people because we realize that now is the occasion to add constructive correction we want for our sport in the future. We must, as in all other team sports, give more opportunity to attack movement, more attention to the mobility of the players, and to enable teams to make better utilization of all the players in the field of play. You are aware that in our world we are always in discussion or often argument about the above important requirements, but it is obviously clear that although our sport is in a good way, and London gave us a truly fantastic answer, despite the belief of many persons that the game were only for the strong and the physical players. It was a mistake and incorrect interpretation. London 2012 clearly confirmed the value of the actual rules. An influencer magazine in our sport wrote, our survey with the several athletes from different countries has shown that the current rules should be confirmed. But the water polo, which we now wish to develop, gives us the opportunity to all the players to prevent the situation which we wanted to review in the last two Congress. We have a session for a solution, and the time has arrived for us to do this. After deep discussion with the coaches and players, we have analyzed some situation in play in order to obtain better results, which actual play and style of play of which we have often dreamt. Having discussed the two important points to which I have referred earlier, we propose we must use the rule as they are written, and for this reason we must insist. 1. The use of two hands on an opponent is a clear situation which must be avoided. See, if you see our book, Appendix A, number 7, is very clear. The use of two hands in such a situation must be punished always as a major foul, and the players will, in the future, learn to use only one hand. 2. This proposal addresses to request to punish all fouls inside the 2 and the 5 meter area, awarding a major foul. They will prevent all the fouls we actually have and will give the attacking team the opportunity to realize clean and consistent attack. 3. There is another proposal coming from many national federations. When an exclusion foul of a defending player is given by the referees within the 2 meter area, the foul must be taken by the offended player only, and not from any other player that may pass the ball to the offended player, who can simply score from where the foul occurred. This proposal may seem to be a contradiction of the actual rules that request the play to be fast. But the advantage which we generate in this situation is bigger than to receive a penalty shot, and this is unacceptable in comparison with all other situations. Here we have one person that was promoting many years ago this idea, but now in this moment we must review. We are looking to find solution, and we were ready to accept any proposal to remove these difficulties that we have in all the games. 4. When a counterattack starts, all fouls committed by the defender will be punished with a personal or major foul. With this proposal, we want to modify pressing or any other situation which prevent a counterattack which can delay the speed of a counterattack. Any other fall awarded will reduce the time taken to prepare for the entry into the opponent area. I give an example. Now with the pressing, all the teams lose more or less 20 seconds to arrive in the other part of the field. And the teams don't have time to prepare a clear action of attack. We wanted to reduce this. We wanted to give the opportunity to use more speedy and to arrive the other part of field in 20 seconds, so 10 to 12 seconds, so that they have 20 seconds to prepare the attack. 5, to add other 2 times out in order to give 1 timeout per period to each team. 6, after each ordinary foul, the defender player must come back 1 meter to permit the right execution of a pass or a shot. The rationale for the introduction of the 5-meter shot was to introduce more action and spectacular shots, accordingly allowing the defense to prevent such a situation as currently now occurs. Is contrary to what the FINA TWPC was endeavoring to achieve, and this would immediately address this. We wanted to give everybody more opportunity. I repeat, we were asking everybody to see our sport faster, more intelligent, and less violent. Actually, we are not arrived where we wanted, and for the reason we will persist on this idea. All these clarifications are requested from the majority of coaches at the moment, but I am not a seer, and I am not able today to know the other proposal that will arrive before Barcelona, but I would like to finish our conversation by saying some things in which I believe. We have made many changes. Many people was working on this over the past 15 years to save first and to promote after our water polo. But we still have to request clarification and some amendments that will safely give more visibility to our water polo. I am sure that together we can make our water polo bigger, because we believe firmly in this. We can be bigger. Thank you for your attention.